This is Just a Thought, a podcast for parents wanting to change their mind and change their lives. I'm Christina Stead, and this is episode number 42. Wishing for clones of me and happiness for all. Good morning. Coming a little late at you today, but that's okay. I'm here with a Thursday thought on a Friday. When my oldest was 4 years old, she was bald and tiny, and everyone thought she was younger than she was, which people still think. But one day we were at the store, and she was in the stroller with her sister, and we were waiting in line. And a boy who was about 8 years old was standing in front of us talking to the adult he was with and telling them a story. At one point he said, "And then I screamed and ran." And my daughter said loudly, "You mean you screamed?" And he stopped talking and stared at her. And then he said something about how he whispered how he didn't like that baby telling him how to talk. And honestly, I thought the whole thing was hilarious. There was also a side of me that was a little embarrassed because I make plenty of grammatical mistakes. So I felt like my child correcting other people's grammar would probably reflect negatively on me and make me seem like a big hypocrite. But mostly it was funny. And that story makes me think about how many of us, when we learn something new or do something we really enjoyed or find something that helps us, we want to tell everyone about it. And we want to correct others when we think they're doing it wrong. Most of us want other people to enjoy life in the way we do and escape pain we felt or that we currently feel. But like my friend said recently, sometimes when we try to hold up our lights for others, so to speak, we end up burning each other with our fire instead of illuminating and inspiring. We want what's motivating and inspiring and uplifting for us to lift everyone, but instead we become overbearing and burn each other with our fire. When I started learning about thought work and getting free and being more intentional and observed it starting to help me in my life, I wanted everyone to know about it. And not only that, I wanted everyone around me to be happy because it's possible to be happy. What's causing the unhappy is just a thought, right? But what I was still learning is that being unhappy is sometimes exactly what we want to feel. And even when it's not, sometimes it's the 50-50 of life. It's just what is. Sometimes we're just going to be unhappy. What's nice to remember, though, is all our circumstances are temporary. So it helps to remember that when we see people hurting because of their thoughts and we want them to feel better and we just want them to be happy, that sounds really nice, but it's not really our business. Others' happiness is not our responsibility and it's not in our control. So I'll get to my point. As we learn and grow and find things that are helpful and awesome to us, it's okay if others don't want to hear. It's okay for others to hurt. It's okay for them to be depressed and disappointed, just like it's okay for us to be those things. The worst thing that we all experience is negative emotion. It's way worse than any physical pain we might feel because sometimes we continue to relive and repeat the negative experiences over and over. We continue to hurt and punish ourselves even when we aren't even in the situation anymore. We do it with our thoughts. We can make ourselves feel the emotion we're most scared of before our circumstances even match. We make our reality with our thoughts, just like we're designed to do. Like a child grows day by day, step by step, and a baby who can't yet speak can't read out loud. We all are in different phases of growth and learning that actually make sense, that are meant to be the way they are. Because all of us have brains, and all of our brains want to be right, when we try to get someone else to go against their own thoughts, beliefs, and brains, they pull further away from us. And not only that, but being happy is not what most of us actually want all of the time. We want to feel. We want to live and love and learn and have lots of feelings. It's interesting to me how often I see myself and others wanting to fix each other's unhappy and even fix their happy sometimes. Sometimes we just want everyone to be like us, to think like us, to spend their free time the way we do, to have the desires we have when we have them. This shows up when we start complaining about the way somebody does or doesn't do something and we say, "I always take out the trash. I don't know why she won't." Or, "I would never say that. I don't know why he does." Or even with our kids, when they disobey or do anything we don't like or don't do what we want them to do, it's easy to think, She shouldn't do that. She shouldn't act that way. She shouldn't lie. But no matter the behavior, whether we approve of it or not, when we resist what is happening, we are resisting reality. For example, I might not think lying is okay, but then my child lies to me. That can feel devastating if I'm thinking she shouldn't do that. But then I remember that my child is human, and sometimes humans lie. So how do I want to show up as the mother of an imperfect human? Does it help me to wish she was different than she is? Probably not. That thought makes me fight with reality and makes me feel angry and powerless. Does it help me lovingly explain to her why I try not to lie and why I don't like it when other people lie? When I realize that my child is an imperfect human just like me, it helps me be more curious and more compassionate and more loving. It helps me to look for ways to explain and give boundaries and consequences and discipline in a more useful way. Thinking about it in a way where I'm able to accept what is and focus on how I want to show up rather than trying to change how things are or how people are gives me some momentum, something to go off of. And it helps me to stop trying to make everyone else clones of me, because the truth is I'm not a perfect person to make a clone of anyway. So when we find ourselves trying to make everyone around us more like us, let's slow things down in our brain and remember they're humans like us. They do things they like and things they don't like, just like us. And they are absolutely lovable, no matter what, just like us. Wishing you peace with what is, because it was all meant to be, and it's better than we could have planned. This is Christina Stead. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and a disciple of Jesus Christ. He loves me, He loves you, and He loves us. This is Just a Thought, a podcast for parents ready to change their mind and change